Hi, friends. I'm Katie.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome to Okay, But Did You Know? A podcast where we talk about the TV and media that we love with a friend who's never seen it before.
Today we're recapping and chatting about Bob's Burgers Season 7, Episode 9, Bob Actually, and Episode 10, There's No Business Like Mr. Business Business. Yeah, I don't understand the inflection on.
I just now have "There's no business like show business" stuck in my head.
Oh,
There's
see, I
no
don't know that one.
business like show business like no business I know. It's from Annie Get Your Gun.
All right, then.
It's
See, okay,
from
this is why we have Lauren.
that was one of my favorite musicals. I mean, it is still one of my favorite musicals, but like I watched the crap out of that movie as a kid, which confuses most people because when is that musical from? Well, look at the movie because that's the movie's from 1950,
Oh,
and
wow.
a family friend got me a DVD of it for my birthday one year.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but I was also not complaining because I think at that point my dad and I had already like rented it from Blockbuster. That tells you how long ago that was. Uh,
Yeah.
but
Look,
yeah,
I
I
grew
think I
up
still
on
have that
like
DVD.
I grew up on such interesting media that doesn't surprise me very much because I remember growing up on like the limited series they did with like Anne of Green Gables
Mm-hmm.
and all that fun stuff from the 90s. And I grew up on a lot of um oh my god, my brain.
You and I grew up on very different weird media. One
Yeah.
thing that I grew up with, you are about to be exposed to because while we're recording you'll
Yes.
hear this after it. Our first movie, we're recording the first movie episode next week, so Katie gets to watch a movie from my childhood, which is in fact a screwball comedy from 1972.
I'm okay with this though cuz I grew up watching like Laugh-In,
Yeah,
and I grew up watching a lot of like of course Audrey Hepburn movies.
yeah.
Mother was obsessed, but like randomly still got to see the musical Cats on VHS. That scarred me forever.
My apologies. I Before we get in, we still haven't even done the synopsis
The
for the first
synopsis,
episode.
I know.
But before we do this, I mean, again, this I know this is months later, but I need my phone to hear me when I say this. I keep seeing so much stuff about the current Starlight Express revival in the West End because they made one of the traditionally male characters a woman, therefore making the character a lesbian. And
Oh.
like, I appreciate this change, and I've heard the intro to the chorus of Pump and Iron enough times, but I need my phone to understand this deeply and sincerely. With the exception of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, I hate all other Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals. I've yet to find another one that I like.
I don't know all of them to know if I like one.
So I need Starlight Express to be off my FYP. That's rant
Just
over.
that one, right?
Just, but I mean, any of them? Because like, I just think it's like I get that I should enjoy Phantom of the Opera. I know one song because I sang it with my voice teacher. That's all I got.
I think we all had a phase when we enjoyed that. It doesn't last.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the synopsis
Yeah.
for episode 9, Bob Actually. It's Valentine's Day. Tina is dealing with digestive issues while Jimmy Jr. asks her to meet him during lunch. He wants to do a sky kiss off of trampolines. Louise isn't a fan of Valentine's Day and thinks Rudy likes her. She slowly realizes the crush isn't on her, but Chloe. Jean has feelings about dark chocolate, but the new lunch lady may change his mind. And Bob tries to learn to dance for Linda's gift, but ballroom isn't available, so they end up in a hip hop class. In the end, Tina uses stilts to kiss Jimmy Jr. Louise feels bad for Rudy when he stood up and kisses him. Jean deals with his crush, and Bob and Teddy perform a hip hop dance for Linda. Oh, and Linda helps Mrs. Selbo with her not so recent breakup. So much happens
Yep.
in this episode. It's
So
very
much.
much like the Valentine's Day movie,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I would
It's
say.
it's very much clearly meant to be modeled after Love Actually, which is a Christmas
Yes.
movie, but still.
They did another one, like actual, I think it's just called Valentine's Day,
Okay.
where they do the same thing with this too.
Mm-hmm.
That one's actually pretty funny because it was during the time that Taylor Lautner was dating Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like a whole scene between the two of them as like the dumb teenagers that are
Mm-hmm.
together.
Yeah.
And it's really, like just that one scene alone, I find hilarious.
Yeah.
Because there really was a time, and it's like it's embedded in the history of like you can't help but remember that Taylor Lautner dated Taylor Swift
It's a canon
for a
event.
time. it's a canon event.
Mm-hmm.
But there are no puns
No, it's like I wrote
for this
down no
episode.
opening credit sequence. Okay, this better be good. That's always my feeling when there's no credit sequence. I'm like, you better justify removing my puns. There was one
Yes.
burger, but you better justify
Stupid
removing my
Cupid.
puns.
Well, it starts off with the Stupid Cupid's
Mm-hmm.
song with the Speedo guy. This is one of only 8 episodes in the series not to feature the regular opening sequence. So they don't do it all the time.
I feel like we've
but
seen it at least 4 times.
I think they do it less and less as we move on.
Okay, because I feel like there's no opening sequence in the 2-part finale of
Yeah.
season 4, whatever season that was. There's definitely been recently a Halloween episode or a Christmas episode that didn't
Yep.
have one, and now, yeah, this is at least number 4.
I don't think Dawn of the Peck does either.
Yeah, okay, so then 5.
I'm not sure. Maybe it did. I don't know. All I know is that's what the wiki has
Okay.
informed me of.
We did have one
so
burger, though.
We did have a burger.
The Andrew Diced Carrots burger comes with pickled diced carrots.
Should be a reference to the comedian Andrew Dice Clay. I don't know who that is.
Nope, got nothing. It's also it's a hard one to say.
It is. We have a few fun facts about this one. You did have required viewing before this.
Oh, I forgot to watch it. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Hang on.
Hold on. Let me tell you a few things, and
Okay.
then I'd love to actually get your reaction.
Okay. Yep, I completely forgot.
So just get it ready, and you're gonna. We're gonna have this clip. You know, we're just. But did you pick up on who voiced Chloe Barbash?
No, I did not.
It's Stephanie Beatriz.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
I learned of that yesterday, and it made me very, very happy. And Isabella is played by Gabby Sanalitro.
Okay.
She's also in that 90s show. It looks like she started actually being quite a bit. She's a really great actress. I think she did a wonderful job with the Italian accent. But the title and the script cover for this episode are a parody of the 2003 movie Love Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Despite being a main character, Gene Belcher is the only one not featured on the script cover.
Interesting.
They left him out. Miss Twitchell's name is spoken in dialogue for the first time ever. We'll see more of Miss Twitchell. Like, she does actually become like a pretty, I think, rounded out character that we see from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And in Gene's fantasy, where he marries Isabella and opens a dark chocolate factory, the banner underneath the store sign does say "Grand Reopening," a reference to the banner in the opening sequence for the first episode. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess he also expects to not be successful.
Yeah, he expects he's gonna be broke. He's gonna be shut down for a couple times for some health code violations, some rats.
And then I really loved this other thing that happens. Flips White Fudge. Oh, God. Calls Bob and Teddy LO Fool Jays. The same name Philip J. Fry in Futurama calls Josh Gedgie in Cold Warrior. Josh Gedgie is voiced by David Herman.
It's all coming back.
It's all coming back.
It's all
It always
coming
comes back
back
to Futurama, right?
It really does. Given the fact it's like they're, I guess they have a lot of the same voice actors, but Futurama is a Matt Groening project, or Groening, however you say his name.
And just a little insight of what you're about to watch. You might have seen clips of this, but the hip hop dance teacher Shelly can be seen as a reference to the viral video of Dina Rizzo's dance lesson video. Found on YouTube. It's titled as "The Worst Hip Hop Class Ever." I've sent you a clip that I found. They bear resemblance both in the dark in the blue tracksuit and the "That's hip hop" quote, among other references. And I actually get to see your reaction as you watch, and I'm very, very excited.
I forgot.
You know, for short enough clips, I'm just going to start doing it just like that, where I get to see your reaction.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I should have done that. This happened last week with the Witch Watch, so it all balances out. Okay, here we go. What am I watching? Immediately, what is happening? Oh, I've seen clips of this on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's what makes it look like hip hop is the feet out.
That's hip hop.
That's hip hop. I'm just going to say this. As someone that took hip hop classes for 9 years, this is not it.
This is not hip hop.
What the fuck?
This is the best day ever. It's the best day ever.
Why with the slouch? Like, this is hip hop. Give yourself a hump.
Obviously, I'll be linking this in the show notes for
feel
anybody
free.
who wants to understand Lauren's reaction more.
Oh my god, there's so much hand motions happening here.
That's hip hop.
This is what is happening? This is like an AI generated version of this is what hip hop is. Like you feed it a bunch of music videos and this is what happens. Oh, the difference is the hand? I really want to hope I didn't look this stupid. She's into points a lot.
Points a lot.
Hip hop is an attitude. Why with the body roll?
That's hip hop.
They look at me like I'm crazy and then they know that this here is me. Okay.
It makes me think of the
Yeah, it.
lady that was breakdancing for what was it, Australia
Oh
in the
yeah.
Olympics. It makes me think of that too.
No, it's worth again. It's worth noting if we cut out the part of me talking while it's going. Uh, I did take hip hop for 9 years. I'm gonna add on a justification to this because I feel the need to. I went to a dance school for I think 13, 14 years. Like I started when I was 3. I went all the way until I was graduated high school. And like as you got older, you could take different classes. So like I had to take when I first joined, it was first I did 2 years of ballet, 2 years of tap, 2 years of jazz. Basically, every time I aged into a new class, I just jumped up.
Mm-hmm.
And then hip hop was the old. It was like I think I was like 9 or 10 was the earliest you could start taking beginner hip hop. And like I want to say as a kid, my thought process was this is what the older kids do, so I'm gonna keep taking this. And then also my teacher was a very attractive woman. There were signs. Um,
Oh.
there were signs. So we're gonna say that there. So that's my justification, not because I was like this is cool and hip hop. It was like this is what the older kids did.
Yeah.
So that's what I kept doing. And like I did try and go back and do jazz, but I just didn't enjoy it as much. I think I just liked the type of movement
And the
from
teacher.
hip hop more, and I liked the teacher. So that's my justification for it. But so yeah, as someone who took hip hop for 9 years, that's not. I don't know what that is.
That's hip hop.
No, it's not.
So what did you think?
So I do have some lines. I feel like we always start with
I have like
lines.
one.
Okay. So what's your one line?
My one is, look, it sounds like you just need some closure and maybe some professional help.
Yeah, that's fair.
Miss Elbow is a stalker.
Yes, she is. Are you going to be at lunch today? Well, I made a reservation. She always wanted me to take ballroom class in case we go back in time. I'm having boy troubles. I'm sure you understand, but it's not what you think. Cover your ears if you can't handle the B word. And then a sky kiss. It's romantic and dangerous, like a candle.
There were some great lines in this one. I think I tend to kind of like take notes and kind of work on my synopsis as I'm watching.
Yeah.
And I think this was a case of like I kept getting so distracted by what the hell I needed to write
Yeah.
that I kept like having to like I took a couple of notes, but so much happens because every single character in the family has their own thing that's happening.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of jumping around. It's so trying to write that synopsis, I was like, how the fuck do I do this? There's so much. Everything's happening all at once. So I didn't
Welcome to
take
my
as many
world.
as many notes. But I did enjoy that aspect that everybody got their own little thing happening at the same
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really sweet. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
No, so did I. And I love that Linda gave all the kids Valentine's cards because I think that's
Mm-hmm.
like when it's done in a not creepy way, because there are some parents that can do it in a creepy way. But like boy moms and stuff like
I was
that.
about to say, what have you seen?
Like the boy moms that fun. Like it's like
My kids get like a box of chocolates each.
yeah, like my mom, like even still, my brother and I were he's in his early 30s, I'm gonna be 30 next year. Like she gives us a little thing of like lint truffles and like a Dunkin' gift card. Like she still gives us something for Valentine's Day because it's cute.
It is.
Like
I'm never
that's
gonna
a
stop doing that
nice
for
thing.
my kids.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to get to do for your kids as long as you keep it normal.
Yeah, it just may end up gas money one day or something instead of chocolate.
Exactly. But I liked this episode. I mean I usually like the holiday episodes. It depends on the premise, but I usually like them. But I love that like a through line here through a lot of our holiday episodes is Bob is kind of the worst at holidays that aren't Thanksgiving, and even then he still has some issues.
Yeah, he's not so great at holidays. I think that goes back to which, yes, I'm putting so much into an animated show, but it goes back to the fact that he did lose his mother at such a
Mm-hmm.
young age that
Yeah.
Big Bob probably couldn't keep up with a lot of the things that we do. I'm saying this on Christmas Eve. I've
Yeah.
been Christmas magicking all week for my children because Christmas magic is not a miracle. It's made by usually the women in your family.
Yeah. You don't do Elf on a Shelf, right?
No, you don't invite Faye into the house.
It's it's creepy. Yes, you don't invite Faye into the house, but also it's creepy in that, like, I mean, I guess if your kids still believe in Santa Claus, I feel like I should put a spoiler warning on that. But kids don't listen to this. Uh,
I hope.
I hope not. But at least not if you're still in believing Santa Claus age. Like, the idea that there's an elf in your house, it's a lot of work to make it do the
Hmm.
stuff and move around. Like,
For
most
25 days.
when I was a kid, people had, like, my friends that had Elf on a Shelf, they didn't make it do all the mischief stuff. They just had it move around the house. That's less complicated, but even
Hmm.
still. But it's the ideology that you're essentially removing your kids' privacy for a month because they feel like they're being watched constantly.
And it's very disturbing.
I hate that.
Because I originally never even wanted to do like commercialized Santa.
Mm-hmm.
I would think I've talked before on here actually how we do like the 5 gifts of Christmas. We keep
Yeah.
Christmas actually fairly small for our kids. We spoiled them a
Mm-hmm.
little bit this year just because we had a hurricane come through.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So we're being a little bit more get like we're doing a little bit extra this year just because that's a really traumatic experience to go through. So
No, it's
we're
fair. And then a
but
pet passed away.
and then our pet passed away. So it's been a really hard year on us. So we went a little like not crazy, but a little bit extra
Yeah.
on Christmas this year for them. But like I'm also pagan, so we celebrate Yule. We just celebrated Yule. We baked cookies like all day. You know, I didn't really do a ton this year just because I also just lost my job. So, Jesus, it's been a year.
It's been a
Um,
month.
it has been a month. Like all of this, like not the hurricane, but just the past month alone, past couple of
Yeah.
weeks. Like I lost my job and my cat in the same week.
Mm.
Like what? But I never even actually originally wanted to do Santa. My parents insisted, and I had to live with them for a period of time. So they
Mm-hmm.
introduced Santa to the 10-year-old. But then by the time the younger one was able to kind of catch on to what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't believe anymore. But because of his big sister, he does.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never even wanted to do Santa. It just
Yeah.
happened. And
Yeah.
yeah, in our family, Santa delivers the stocking. I'm like, no, the presents I
Yeah.
painstakingly worked for, bought, and wrapped are from your parents.
No, I appreciate people that do that. Either like Santa does like the stocking or like just like
Hmm.
a small something from Santa, because like the people that like get their kid an iPad and say that's from Santa, I'm sorry, you're doing your kid and every child a disservice because
Yep,
like
I was
I
that
guess
kid
people can
that
you
didn't.
you can do whatever you want with your family. Like obviously like us
Hmm.
me having this I guess comment on the situation means nothing. It's your family, you do what you want. But it just seems like if you want to if you want to practice showing your kid empathy and like letting your kid understand like this, you know, equity, equality, whatever, like keep it simple for Santa and
Always.
let the bigger gifts be from you, because also they'll be more appreciative that way. Like, because then it's the people
Hmm.
that get that, like, get their kids these big gifts, say they're from Santa, and then the kids don't say thank you because they didn't think they came from you.
And well, with that too, like I used to be that kid that no, Christmas wasn't huge for us every year. Like we
Mm-hmm.
grew up with some, with some troubles. And so there would be years that I'd be lucky to get like, oh, I got clothes for Christmas because that's what we needed and that's what the money
Yeah.
needed to be spent on. And I'd see people have new cars and like as a teenager, but then like even as a little kid, I'd see people getting like PlayStations
Yeah.
while I'm getting socks.
Yeah, exactly. It just, oh, it doesn't make sense for a kid's brain.
But Valentine's Day.
Yes, back to Valentine's Day. So, you know, I did appreciate we threw in as many Love Actually
Yeah.
references as possible, like right down to the someone being in some kind of infatuationship with someone who doesn't speak English, being Jean with a lunch lady substitute. But day old Taco Tuesday
Mm-mm.
tacos? No, not from a school
No, no, no.
cafeteria.
Even though it's technically Taco Tuesday today and I'm still making tacos for Christmas Eve. Yeah.
But that's different. Like I got stuff to make chicken tacos this week, but like that's because I want to make chicken tacos and I like tacos, but that's I'm gonna make it myself. I like tacos. What can I say? I hate you.
say anything.
But you
You're
thought it?
not in my head.
I know that's what you were thinking. I know that's what you were thinking.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah. Again, we are of one brain cell. I can tell when these thoughts occur to you when I say these things.
So, how do you know when you become really good friends? Moments like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I want to ask Zeke though, what happens at level 2
I'm sure he has an answer.
when like when Rudy says like no one's take the relationship to the next level. He went, yeah, level 2. Like, what does that mean?
Is that what it is now? Instead of bases, we're at levels.
Is it, like video game levels? Is there a different boss you have to beat at each
See, then we're going into like
situation?
Scott Pilgrim levels of
Yeah, that's fair.
insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I would put that past Tina.
Absolutely not. But Louise, I would say she had the most correct opinion on romantic feelings in an elementary school setting. Like she didn't go about it the right way, and like her intent was to try and make Rudy dislike her rather than just like be the bigger person and just say thank you but I don't like you that way kind of thing. But she had the right thing of like we're friends, we got a good thing going, and like obviously she was wrong in the end that it wasn't after her, but still I thought she had a good sense of that. And then I also wrote down, nothing can stop love except
That's
diarrhea.
the only thing.
Because that was realistic, because you always feel you feel fine until you get up and move.
And it's so frustrating when that happens.
Yes, exactly. Because you're like, but I thought I was okay. Nothing was happening, and then I stood up, and then everything shifts in your body,
nope,
and
we
then
have
like
more.
you can only lie down on your left.
It's like, nope, we have more.
We have more, and then like when you try to lie down, you can only lie down on your left side because for some reason that it feels better for your digestive system. There's a science there that someone has told me, and I don't know what it is.
That's why they always, dealt with that too. It's always like gotta lay that way.
Exactly, because otherwise the other way it just makes things hurt worse. But Sky Kiss,
Jimmy Jr.
But also like I'm always wary of him in general, but here especially when he comes to Tina out of nowhere and now all of a sudden he wants them to Sky Kiss in front of everybody.
Yep.
I'm just why?
I guess that winter beach trip really did a lot for him.
In this very unseasonably warm Valentine's Day where there's no snow outside and everybody's in t-shirts in New Jersey, like that's not what February New Jersey looks like. Like we need some verisimilitude here of what it actually is like, especially if you're going to go to the point of it is a holiday. You can't just say it's happening whenever in the year, because most episodes can happen kind of whenever. This is specifically in February.
So it's
mid-February.
Still another month until spring.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Back to hip hop. Untied shoelaces are a tripping hazard.
Yeah.
They're not hip hop. Again, my hip hop teacher would be shamed. She always made us tie our shoes.
I love this so much. Like I forgot that you did that. And so it's
a time in my life.
It's everything I've always wanted.
It's a time in my life that I can say confidently untied shoelaces are not hip hop. There's your title.
Hip-hop life since leaving that class.
For a time, the hip hop life chose me. But I've since said to hip hop, I gotta go my own way and forge my own path. I don't know where this joke is going.
But it's great. What did you
This is what happens when we record when we have energy, because this is middle of the afternoon.
Now the sun goes down and the energy is gone. But okay.
Yeah, now you guys know what the energy of our coffee chats is like, because we record those around in the afternoon usually, and they are unhinged. Is a good way to describe that one.
So what did you rate this one?
I gave it 9s across the board. This one gets a 27. It was generally very very entertaining. Despite, my things like, why is it very warm in New Jersey on Valentine's Day, and Jimmy Jr. randomly wanting to kiss Tina is still weird to me. Like, these things, I enjoyed this episode. It was a good brand of chaos that was a lot of fun, and picking apart the things that are and are not hip hop was a fun time for me.
So I gave plot and personal both eights. It's a pretty good storyline. I
Okay.
enjoy it. It doesn't feel too disjointed, but like things like you said, like something like Jimmy Jr. acting the way he is, and hip hop. Lots of things. You're
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like, okay, we're chill with the stalking. We're good. And character
Yeah.
9. So this is a 25 for me.
Nice.
Yeah, you cannot get past the fact that she just straight up was like stalking a guy. Being so open about
Yeah,
it.
like, for the most part. Well, because I guess to be fair, she never said that he left her like at Jimmy Pesto's until she came over. She never said that. She just said he's at Jimmy
You're
Pesto's.
defending a stalker. My God.
I'm not defending the stalker's actions. I'm simply saying maybe Linda could have picked up on
It's
it sooner.
Linda.
Yeah, that's fair.
But now we're going to get into episode 10. There's no business like Mr. Business.
Do, do, do,
Gail has been borrowing money from Linda again. This time it's on a cat agent for Mr. Business. He thinks Mr. Business would be perfect for the chef cat spokescat. Bob thinks the cat agent is scamming Gail and ends up training Mr. Business instead. Bob successfully trains him for the chef cat audition, but Gail is worried about her cat. Mr. Business doesn't audition, and meanwhile, Tina starts to eat the chef cat food. Eventually, the entire Belcher family eats the cat food that is supposedly delicious. There was no other way to write that synopsis. I don't believe there's another way.
Nah, I would say it's fine, but it's not.
What did you get for the vacant storefront?
You can't handle the tooth dental extraction.
All right, and I have a lovely pest control truck.
So long too, but it works so thematically for the episode, weirdly enough. The ethical vermin exterminators, everything's coming up, no pests.
And you should be a very happy person.
There are multiple burgers. There were, I guess if you count the ones from the Gale flashbacks, there's 4.
Yeah.
So we have the garlic shandling burger.
That was a reference to the late comedian Gary Shandling.
Makes sense. Little red bruschetta burger.
A reference to the Prince song Little Red Corvette.
Gotcha. Walking in a winter comes with cranberry sauce.
Yes, that was a reference to Winter Wonderland.
I figured, but I'm like, this one's ish.
I don't know about that one.
And Stilton on the dock of the bun burger.
That's a reference to the Otis Redding song Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick up on who's playing Ian Amberson?
That was John Oliver.
That is John Oliver.
That voice is very recognizable.
Extremely. But the title is a reference to the Irving Berlin song in 1954 film There's No Business Like Show Business. And obviously it's referenced in the pest control truck as well.
Yes. Yes, especially with because for my first thing was because Irving Berlin, I don't think that's not Gypsy who wrote Gypsy. Hang on.
Oh, I don't know who wrote Gypsy.
Which is currently on Broadway. With Audra McDonald. No, that one is the music on that one is Jules Stein and lyrics are by Stephen Sondheim. But that is Ethel Merman originated the role, but she was also in Annie Get Your Gun, which also has There's No Business Like Show Business. But Gypsy specifically, for those who don't know, is about a stage mom.
Yep.
I'm surprised we never got a Sing Out Louise line.
Oh.
We never got one. Not in this episode specifically, but I think ever so far.
No, I don't think so. As well as voicing Gail in this episode, Megan Mullally sings the jingle in the Cat Chef commercial.
Okay, I figured. The voice sounded familiar.
And among Ian Amberson's clients is a frog wearing a top hat, likely a reference to the Looney Tunes character Michigan J. Frog. Which he had a lot of fun animals around.
Yes, he did.
He did. So Ian does say the line, guilty as charged, when Bob asks his name. Ian is British, and in House of a Thousand Bounces, Bob imitates the pigeon being a British barrister and says the same line in a British accent.
Okay.
And the plot of this episode resembles the plot of the season 3 finale, The Unnatural, involving Bob attempting to get something back that Linda has given away to benefit a family member and Tina getting addicted to a substance. I cannot believe that that substance is cat food, but here we are.
Yeah, that was a thing. At one point I just wrote down, why is everyone eating cat food in all caps?
I will say a lot of families, like, I know it happened when I was a child. It's happened with my own kids. For some odd reason, children think, ooh, cat food or dog food. I'm going to put that in my mouth and eat it.
Mhm.
I think everybody has at some point in their life, usually in that phase of life, has eaten it.
Yeah.
But like, as I cannot imagine being 13 and going, I'm going to taste cat food.
No. Like not above like your son's age,
No.
I would say.
Like my 4 year old, I've caught him be like, you don't eat dog treats. And he's like, but they're good. And then my daughter, there are times she's just like, why does the cat food smell so good? And I'm like, you just like weird smells. You
Yeah, like
stop
that's the thing.
there.
I've when I was young, we got my dog. I
Mhm.
think I was probably about 4 or 5. And like there's an inclination cuz it smells interesting and it's not something that you're used
Yeah.
to and like kind of looks like a snack or something. But then you don't eat it. Like I will say, of my lack of impulse control now as an adult, I had that as a child.
Not everyone does. Yeah, that age, my kids, oh yeah, my kids, like at 2, 3 years old, they say, like, oh, what's the dog eating? Oh, he's eating it. I'm going to try it. Like,
Yeah.
kids are kids. But I wrote down 3 lines.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5.
Nice. I'll let you go first then.
All right. They keep replacing him, just like the president.
Overnight mail? Ooh, just when you thought the mail couldn't get any sexier. Dad's an overweight male. Is that the same thing?
I had that the last line. Last bit of that. She's a grown woman and it's her body.
You have the shot. Take the shot.
I have to find a hamster who can look surprised by a pizza delivery.
God damn it. That one's still funny.
Yeah.
I'd have to take my allergy pills, which makes me nervous because they say don't mix them with alcohol, and I always mix them with alcohol.
I'm about to go from meow to me rich.
This was so you got Gail, you got a Gail episode.
Yes, we got a Valentine's Day episode and a Gale episode.
You're having a fun time.
This was a good week for
It
Bob's.
was. Her and Mr. Business.
Yes, Mr. Business. And I'll say, I said, oh, look at the photogenic cutie. Like, he is, like, those headshots were very cute. And, like, I mean, no, he's an animated cat, but he's a very cute cat,
Yeah.
if not terribly trained.
Even though I don't remember all her cats' names, though, because you mainly hear about Mr.
No.
Business. Couldn't tell you the other
Yeah, I
cats'
don't.
names.
I have no idea.
What are cat? Now I'm curious.
Yeah, no, but Cat Agent and Soup Buffet all feel like fake things, but this is a cartoon.
That is true. Oh my god. What are the names of Gail?
Oh, you have the list of the other cats' names?
It's Mr. Business,
Okay.
Pink Eye, and John Pod Van Dam.
Okay, then. Yeah, I can't remember hearing any of their other names.
Can't either. I think I remember the Van Dam one vaguely when I read it, but Pink Eye? Who's Pink Eye?
A cat that has red eyes?
I hope that's all he has.
As do I. But yes, I just at the very beginning I was like, no, Tina, do not eat the cat food, no, and please, so much of that the entire time, and it turned into basically a family thing, and I'm just like, why?
Apparently, it's really
I
great
could
if you warm it up and put it on your oatmeal.
no. I mean, I already don't like warm oatmeal.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of oatmeal lately.
Like I do overnight oats. That is it. I eat that cold. So like
Ooh, I
that's
can't do that.
the way that I make my overnight oats, at least the way that I used to, when I would eat them more regularly, like I would put so much like protein stuff in it, it kind of like really like became almost like a pudding.
Yeah.
And the one that I would make would mostly be like chocolate peanut butter flavored, and so it was like a Reese's pudding kind of thing, but with oats.
Okay, I like it.
It was good. But with the cat food thing, like this is how people end up on My Strange Addiction.
Yes. Oh God, I love that.
I love that
love that
show.
show.
It's so terrible.
It's so horrible. That and Cheapskates.
Mm-hmm.
Watching how far people will go is.
All of the TLC shows, because you had My Strange Addiction, you had Cheapskates, like Extreme Couponers.
I loved Extreme Couponers.
I told you the other day, I was like, this, but a deal I got on my coffee grind, I'm like, is this what Extreme Couponers feel like? Like, I didn't get as good a deal as they normally do, but I got a really good deal on my coffee grinder.
It's harder to do that now than it used to be.
It is. Because you really have to, like, keep an eye out for the different deals and what's available, what isn't, and I got very lucky. But I was like, but I used to love My Strange Addiction, and I think you can still watch.
Hmm.
I think they have the entire series on Hulu.
They have quite
Uh,
a few of those shows, like because there's
yeah.
some like I think Hoarders still goes.
Hmm.
They've like there's like three different types of that show now. Um, I don't want is Toddler and Tiara still a thing?
I want to hope that
I
show
hope it
ended.
ended. That one doesn't need to exist.
Toddlers and Tiaras. IMDb rating 1.7 out of
Oh, I
10.
wonder why.
It. I mean, I don't. So here's the thing: is this doesn't account for any amount of
Hmm.
like spin-offs, but it looks like it ended. The last episodes aired in 2016.
That does not surprise me. I was just curious of the TLC shows.
Yeah, it looks like some. I'm looking on the wiki. Like there's Toddlers and Tiaras or another Toddlers and Tiaras. I guess it was a special or something. I don't know, but there was a 2-year hiatus due to some kind of controversy. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of controversies here
Plenty.
with this show. But then you also have the spin-offs like the Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and then That Family. I think their spin-off is still going.
Really?
I think I
Wow.
because Mama June had her own spin-off for a
She
while.
did. Not that I
So I
watched
think
it.
one of theirs might still be going, but like at this point, Honey Boo Boo's got to be over 18.
She is.
So,
I remember. Oh, but no, yeah. My Strange
yeah.
Addiction was definitely an interesting one. When you like, I think
That
someone was
one's
addicted to like eating their couch.
yeah, that one at least followed adults.
Yeah.
So you feel slightly better about watching the chaos cuz yeah, that one had someone eating the couch cushion, someone was eating like their husband's
Oh
ashes.
my god, I remember that one. Oh,
Someone was eating dryer sheets.
so
Let's
it's
see
a
what else.
lot of
What
the
other
times it
weird
was
things?
eating something.
Yeah, it was usually someone like with some kind of like pike out. They were
Yeah.
definitely eating something that is not food
They
based.
also had like the
Um,
lady with the dolls.
Play with the dolls. Well, that was also where we introduced the first type of objectum sexual. There was a guy that was in love with his car,
Oh my god, I need to go back and watch this.
and I'm pretty sure it's all on
It
Hulu.
I think it is. I just haven't watched it in years, but I've
Yeah,
seen most of
that's
these.
that's good Schadenfreude watching of like you're just glad you're not them.
And like they were seeking help, right?
They were like that was part of the show. Usually was getting help or
Hmm.
going to a doctor or something. But like I would, it's sad. I put that in the same realm of watching 90 Day Fiance. In that no matter what goes on with my romantic life, I'm everyone I've dated has been a United States citizen. So like I feel better about myself watching 90 Day Fiance, and I'm very close to going back to watching it from the
Oh
beginning.
my god.
There's like 12 or 13 seasons of that show, but like there's also so many spin-offs at this point with like The Other Way and Before the 90 Days. Like it after like season 4, it turns into another Marvel Cinematic Universe where you got to watch 5 different shows.
I mean, it's okay. I've been like slowly tempted to watch more shows from like when we were younger because I've been watching Desperate Housewives. But then I'm like, I
Oh,
used to
nice.
watch. I'm still in season one. Like I'm very.
Okay.
It's like it's back to when I was first watching Why Women Kill. I would take forever
Mm,
to watch the next episode. Like I'm interested enough to keep going, but I'm not like binging it like I did
going very
iZombie.
gotcha. So are you watching it because of Why Women Kill?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's why I moved over to that one. Uh,
Yeah. I love that show.
um, I forgot my point.
We're watching shows from back when we were younger.
But I've also considered, I'm like, do I want to go back and watch what I missed of like America's Next Top Model and just the craziness that
Mhm.
was early 2000s media? Because like, we watched that before our prefrontal cortexes were fully formed, and now I'm like, I wonder what I would think watching it now. It's a
Yeah.
dangerous idea.
It is. But so I wrote down when Bob goes to talk to Ian and he's
Hmm.
convincing him, to still let the cat be whatever. He held up the one chef cat that he already had represented and said he made $40,000 in residuals in 1 year, and I'm like, you can't make $40,000 at all in residuals anymore,
No, no, you not anymore.
let alone in 1 year.
That's what I think has also been crazy with the change in media is watching actors that we loved in things from years ago, and they'd be like, "Well, you can still watch all of this on Netflix or on here or on there, but I get zero residuals from it." And I'm like,
Yeah.
That's not right. That's not how television is supposed to work.
No, that's how acting no longer becomes a sustainable business. It
Yep.
no longer becomes a sustainable job. Like a lot of actors, like if you like, I mean, commercials might be a little different
Mm-hmm.
still, with because everything is all different contracts. So commercial work is different from like from series work and like others, and like news work is different. It's all Screen Actors Guild, but it's different contracts and different subsets. But like, because like people were saying, like if you landed a national commercial, you're making a lot of residuals. Like the woman that plays Flo for Progressive, I'm sure she's made a lot of money from those
Yep.
from. I mean, she does the commercials a lot, but I'm sure she's made a lot of money that way. J.K. Simmons with the Farmers Insurance, like I'm sure like that was a good paycheck up front plus residuals because that still those still get played.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all acting is slowly and slowly becoming a less lucrative profession.
Which does not help us. We're kind
No.
of a narrative on media. We need actors to
Yeah,
keep doing what they do.
we do. But yeah, Bob just got a little too invested
Yeah.
for someone with cat allergies.
I'm surprised we didn't get like more of a storyline surrounding him doing something dumb again because he can't
Yeah.
seem to not take his allergy medicines and not drink, which
Mm-hmm.
is funny to me. It's just like the amount of times as adults where not now. I want to say
Mm-hmm.
more early 20s. You'd be like, "Oh, I've got whatever sickness. I'm going to pop an antibiotic and drink this drink because it's not the smart decision, but a lot of
Nope.
people do it. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people do it.
Yep.
Bob may just need to grow out of it.
I think so.
Just grow out of it. It's not a good idea to do that.
Yeah. But I felt bad for Mr. Business because he was like, and I know in his case, the licking his tummy was a stress response. So I texted
Mhm.
you a picture of my cat doing that. I'm like, this is just how she grooms
Yeah,
herself.
my cat's the same. He does it he looks a little bit lazier with it when he does it. But
Yeah. But also, so question though, because I'm not the biggest, I don't know a ton about cat anatomy though. Given the fact that there were nipples to be seen, doesn't that make Mr. Business a female
I
cat?
think both male and female cats get still
Do,
nipples along their body cuz I know my dog,
do
he's got nipples.
Oh yeah, male cats do have nipples. Okay.
They don't function just like, men, but they're there.
It's a weird thing that evolution has kept
Yep, it makes me
on
think like
mammals.
at some point did men also lactate because there's a very unique, not even unique, very just niche experience of being a woman that is breastfeeding and
Mm-hmm.
looking down at this beautiful child that you've birthed and then looking next to you and
Mm-hmm.
seeing someone with just useless nipples is
Yeah.
so frustrating
I'm
because
sure.
they're there. They don't do
Yeah.
anything. They're decorative.
Yeah. The nipples are decorative.
We cannot record during the day. I never know what I'm going to
No.
say.
No,
I'm
barely.
con.
Our thoughts are too unhinged for the masses, which will be fun for our next week because we're recording 3 episodes during the day.
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah,
Oh, and
we'll figure that
in
out.
our rating system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have to take that out too.
So what did you rate this one? Because it's a Gale episode.
So it is a Gale episode. So I gave it 8s for plot and for personal.
Okay.
I like Gale. I mean, the idea of a stage mom cat situation is an enjoyable amount of chaos. It all felt very cohesive, even though I couldn't stand everyone eating the cat food, which is why it gets a personal for 7. It lost so many points for everyone eating cat
It's like
food.
every time another person eats cat food, you're like, all right, that's another point off.
Nope,
Nope.
more points. So it gets a 23, which is still a solid
Oh,
score.
it really is.
It lost so many points for the cat food.
Because I did 8s across the board. So it's a
Okay.
24 for me. So that's actually, because it is weird that the whole family eats cat food. And like, you fully expect that from Gale.
Yes, that makes
Gale is
sense.
cat lady. That makes sense. Bob also getting into it. Linda kind of makes sense. She is the sister of Gale. But Bob
Yes.
jumping in and even Louis, I'm like, can we please not do this? It's not
It
needed.
was so much cat food. Thank you all for listening. Join us next time when we discuss Once Upon a Time, episode 320, Kansas. Don't forget to like, rate, and follow the podcast wherever you listen so you can be notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us at OBDYK_pod on Instagram and TikTok. And if you'd like to join our Patreon, you can find the link with more details in our show notes.
This has been an episode of Okay, But Did You Know? A TV and media podcast. It was hosted by Katie and Lauren and edited by Katie.